All right, so this call out is for not only the unit that got suspended, that has pretty much been cleared, it's for the whole city of Warner Robins Police Office, the county sheriff's office, the state court clerk, Teresa Hathaway, Arthur Cricky, state prosecutor, Judge Ashford, the state court judge, the DA's office, William, whatever his name is, anyone in an oath of office position who's sworn to protect the people, anyone who's a family member, anyone who's a friend, anyone who defends the Constitution, anyone who believes that we should follow rules. And we can change them if we don't like them, but if they're still in place, then they should be followed, and we shouldn't punish some and not punish others, and then punish some for not even breaking rules because they try to expose criminals. So, what you're going to see in this video is a couple of spliced videos. The first one I'll put will be the Warner Robins Police telling me that I don't have the right to live the day after I tried to report happy ending spas, and this is where most of it started. It started a little bit before that when I took over the business, but this is where they found out I wasn't just going to let people say that they've been sexually abused and the police wouldn't let them report it and me just sit there and take it. So this first clip is the Warner Robins Police coming to tell me I don't have the right to live after I tried to report it, but the happy ending spas can stay open because they paid their fees. Now they don't have video cameras, body cam, dash cam. They didn't even make a report that this happened. But I have it on video, so here you go. Here's part of that.
I'll tell you this. If you don't have that and you have business going on here, you're going to come back and you're going to go to jail. I need those business licenses off the wall now that belong to the other owner.
I want you to know that's treasonous and that's a violation of the Constitution.
I don't care what it is. You're going to give it to me or I'm going to go in there and get it.
You cannot.
The reason I say this is treasonous is because they don't have a search warrant. They are just telling me that I'm giving them my property without any reason other than I tried to report the happy ending spas the day before, and now I don't have the right to live, but they do because they paid their fees. So it's treasonous that they take my property without a warrant. But anyway.
And as you can see, he's telling me that if I come down to City Hall to try to address my grievances, which is my First Amendment right, that they'll arrest me. So, not sure how he can get away with that. And he says he doesn't care if he commits treason, but we let him get away with that. So anyone who likes the police, tell me how he can say that he doesn't care if he commits treason and you still stick up for him. All right, now the second clip, I have one from the county sheriff's office, but that one's just long, and he just says they don't have to allow it to be reported if they don't want to, so you can go watch that video if you want. I've got short clips and long clips of it somewhere. But the next one I'll show is Judge Ashford, when I tried to ask him why he hasn't followed his oath of office and looked into this, when they were trying to get me for speeding, that I didn't speed, and they wouldn't allow me my appeal, and they denied my appeal, and they impeded it, and I have witnesses that they did that on purpose, which is a felony, and they go to jail. But I won't show that evidence, I'll just show the video of Judge Ashford when I asked him why he hadn't reported.
Thank you.
So as you can see, they have cleared the courtroom, and they always do this every time I go into the court. They always put me last. This time I finally got two of my family members because I couldn't find anyone to come with me, because if you don't have at least two or three witnesses in the courtroom, then it's not a valid courtroom. But they always try to clear it for me. So there's that, and let's keep moving.
You are James Thomas Carlin, is that right?
Correct.
All right, Ms. Carlin, I showed that you, it says that you pled guilty. I don't think you pled guilty.
No, I did not.
Found guilty of speeding.
And kind of.
Okay, no, Mr. Carlin.
The kind of here was to avoid an argument, but I've been trying to appeal for about a year. They've denied my right to appeal. Teresa Hathaway said she had everything she needed, and I have witnesses to that. I brought witnesses into the courtroom to make sure I got that. And she lied and didn't file the paperwork, so my appeal never got filed. And so that's why I say kind of. But I don't want to make him mad, as you'll see in a second, that I do anyway. It's usually my mouth. But I have a right to know, and I have a right to ask questions, and I have a right to understand, which he doesn't seem to think so you'll see that in a second.
It says that you were ordered to do some community service. You haven't done any community service.
Actually, I have. It's on this disc.
Okay. How many hours of community service have you done?
I've done more than 50 hours of community service. I've done community service every day for 3 years. I have done community service for, this
Where's
is,
the documentation of that?
it's right here.
Okay.
I've got it on the disc. I can show it to the court.
That's not gonna work for me. You gotta print it out.
And you can see right here the judge line. If I give them medium, it doesn't matter what they try to take and try not to take. My first speeding ticket that I ever got, I gave it to them in coins, and they told me they couldn't take it, and I had to roll it for them. And I did, but it's money. They should have taken it, and they would have had to taken it actually by law if I had forced the issue. So I'm forcing the issue. I'm giving them all the information for my community service, plus all the information that they refuse to take about the targeting and illegal activity toward me that the cops are trying to get me put out of business, and the speeding ticket is another way to target me. And all this evidence is on the disc, which they refuse to take.
Well, I have questions before we go forward because I don't understand why I'm here.
Mr. Carter, this is not an opportunity for you to make any presentations
No, but
or
it's,
to ask questions.
I get to understand what I'm being here for, right?
Well, Mr. Carlin, I can't
Are you
make
under oath of office today?
Mr. Carlin, we're not doing that.
Are you under oath of office today?
All right, I will sign a warrant for his arrest.
And you see right here, he not only denies me the right to have my question answered about whether I get to understand what's even being done to me. He said I don't get to ask questions. He's denying me my right to understand what's even going on. And then he refuses to answer whether he's under oath of office. And if I had asked a third time, I would have gotten to put it on record that he's refusing his oath of office. And he's refusing to answer questions. And that he did not want on the record. So before I could ask a third time, he got a warrant for my arrest.
And you present that warrant to me?
Just for asking if he's under oath of office.
Probation. All right, you have that ready? I'll
They-
sign it now.
they-
You need
I
to
have-
be taken into custody right now.
I have information that they're hiding prostitution, sexual abuse, gambling. It's on. Hold on, I have to give them. Here, yeah, let me give them my information. I told you. For asking if he's under oath of office. Hold on. Told you. Let me give them this. Let me give them this. I'm not resisting.
Come on, do like we say.
Oh, well, like I got.
Now.
They'll take care of it later. It's not that big a deal right now.
Oh, and if I get, they're gonna strip me naked, right? You're sexually abusing me. They're gonna strip me naked, right?
We got one we need to take into custody.
Now, just FYI, they tried to strip me naked, but I told him that they were going to have to tase me and forcibly remove my clothes, and they just put me in isolation. So, if they ever try to strip you naked and watch you, tell them to do it by force. And then they'll decide that they have to be adult and grown up, and, well, they will either let you change by yourself when no one's watching, or they'll let you wear your own clothes the whole time, which they won't do, so they'll let you change when no one's watching. But if they try to watch you, tell them to tase you and force your clothes off you, and they won't do it.
Now, as you can see, he didn't throw me in jail because of any other thing than me trying to ask him 3 times if he's under his oath of office. Now, that's very important because if you ask him twice, he can ignore it. But if you ask them a question in court 3 times and they ignore it, you can put it on record that they're intentionally ignoring your question, which is not good on their part to have it on record that they're trying to ignore questions. So he threw me in jail before I could ask the 3rd time. And you can see the courtroom is completely empty. Pausing there just in case we need to add it back in, but the courtroom was completely empty. He tries to clear the room out every time. I even have a witness when the day after, like the 7 days after, and I'll show you the before and after picture. Actually, here's the before and after picture of me going in, and 7 days after with no food and water because they denied my religious beliefs.
So here's the before picture with everyone laughing at me. And they have no idea that I'm completely innocent and they don't care. And here's the after of what I looked like after 7 days of no food and no water, with again no one caring. I even posted the before and after picture and they just still laughed.
So there was a witness when I was coming back after I'd starved and was in a wheelchair, couldn't even walk, of them laughing about the fact that I had to go last so that they could clear the courtroom, and there's no witnesses, and it have to have at least 2 to 3 witnesses to be a valid courtroom. And finally, I'm going to add this video of the DA's office when it's me calling to ask them the second time why they haven't responded back, gotten back to me, come to get my 500 gigs of evidence. So here's that call.
County DA.
Yes, I called Friday to report some information about the 6 officers that got suspended. I have a 500 gig hard drive, and I was wondering, I told him about it and all kinds of other information, and no one's contacted me about it, and I was wondering where I could drop this 500 gig hard drive off to for all the evidence I have.
Okay, hold on just for a second. I'm going to transfer you over to one of the investigators, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Could be. Probably go to voicemail. Maybe not. We'll see.
Your call is
Yep.
being forwarded to a
Good.
Lytel voicemail system.
Good.
Barbara Brantley is not
Barbara
available.
Brantley.
Please leave a message at the tone. When finished, you may hang up or press pound for additional options.
Hi, my name is James Carlin, and I've been trying to report sexual abuse, prostitution, happy ending spas for 3 years, and also illegal gambling now. They moved it right beside me. And I called Friday to add this evidence into the 6 officers that got suspended, and I have a 500 gig hard drive of the Warner Robins Police, the Houston County Police, Judge Ashford, Teresa Hathaway, Arthur Cricky, all covering up this sexual abuse. And I have over 500 gigs on a hard drive of evidence that I told them about Friday, and I was wondering if anyone actually wanted it, because he didn't tell me where to drop it off. No one seems to want to take it, and I'd like to at least give it to someone to look at. So if you could please give me a call back at 678-824-4519, or you can call back at 478-954-7787, because there is a Stingray device, I believe, on my phone from the police, and I don't have reception very much at all. So thank you, I appreciate it.
And in case you're wondering, no one's ever called me back. And I put a little extra pictures in for added humor, and I would have put more appropriate pictures, but my internet's being difficult.
Okay, now, so, with all of that evidence, and a lot more, that's just the tip of the nail, and tip of the iceberg, whatever you want to say. That is just the beginning of a 500 gig and more hard drive that I have evidence that they're committing all these crimes, and people just want to call me names and call me crazy, but no one wants to do anything about it. So if all you have to say is names and call me crazy and don't even come to check on it, you're sitting at home eating your bonbons, then don't respond. But if you have the guts to look into this, you can call me crazy all you want, but I dare you to stand up and do something about it. At least look into it for yourself. So I'm calling out anyone who has guts to help me make this a better community. Thank you.